I've just come back from Aldi and apparently I need a mortgage to start doing food shop for my weight loss journey. When I started 75 hard, I told myself less food means less cost, right? Or more.
I really don't know where the UK went wrong, because currently I'm in a supermarket in France and there is nothing more exciting than being in a supermarket in Europe, be Italy, Spain or France, because I've done all of the three of them. I don't know really what's wrong with the UK, because I'm going to show you.
Decided to be a bit more healthy instead of eating kebabs 8 days a week and watching United pissed up on Jesus Jews. Have you seen these fucking prices?
One thing that nobody talks about when it comes to the cost of living is the fact that the food that's available to poor people makes you fat. Now, oftentimes the food that's the most available, readily available, the cheapest, is completely nutrition deficient.
In the middle of a cost of living crisis, healthy eating feels like something only the well-off can manage. In a country where obesity is rising, cheaper processed food is everywhere, and healthy eating is becoming very hard. Is it any surprise people are choosing what they can afford over what's good for them? Let's take a closer look at what's really going on behind our food shops.
Before I came to the UK, I expected Brits are eating only traditional British food, only fresh and a lot of oatmeal. I think I was right only about oatmeal. I'm a big fan of fresh and natural fruits and veggies. I was real surprised that at such a developed country as Britain, people keen on unhealthy food, and I found out that it's normal to feed this food even to children. It seems the younger generation is more keen on processed and ultra-processed food. That won't make them healthy in the future.
Left the UK for 2 months and this M&S salad went from £2.40 to £2.90.
This lady walks through a French supermarket, pointing out the wide, affordable selection of fresh produce and healthy options, then compares it to the smaller, pricier options back in the UK aisles.
I really don't know where the UK went wrong, because currently I'm in a supermarket in France and there is nothing more exciting than being in a supermarket in Europe, be Italy, Spain or France, because I've done all of the three of them. I don't know really what's wrong with the UK, because I'm going to show you, for example, the yogurt section in France. So here we go, guys. Look how many options we can choose from, right? In the UK, in any shops, I'm gonna have this option and that's it. We have so many options to choose from. The supermarkets are vibrant, they look good, you actually want to buy things. They place the small producer products in front of you, you want to eat there, you want to have a good life, you really enjoy eating in France, in Spain, in Italy, and that's the difference. People are depressed and unhappy in the UK because nothing there makes sense. Make that make sense. We're so close to Europe. Paris is literally 2 hours from London. You can't tell me that you can make something happen. I understand there is the Brexit, but that doesn't make any sense. And that's why people are depressed.
Studies show that people on the lowest incomes are more likely to struggle with obesity, often not because of choice, but because of limited options. If eating healthy costs more, how can we expect everyone to afford it?
So I was scrolling through the news the other day and I came across this headline, and let's be honest, are we surprised? With 60% of the UK's population overweight or obese, it's no wonder that over 3,000 admissions a day are actually linked to obesity. But what was really interesting is when you actually dug deeper into this headline, because it actually showed that about 2 to 3 times more people in the lowest income areas or the highest deprived areas are being admitted with obesity-related conditions than those in the top 10% of people who are the least deprived, who have the most amount of income. When you combine this with the fact that obesity-related admissions have actually doubled over the past 6 years, you might be wondering, why on earth has this happened? And to be quite honest, I think a lot of it is to do with the cost of living crisis. You know, when you think about the fact that lean proteins, fruits and vegetables, whole grains, they tend to be a lot more money per calorie than the more unhealthy things. They're going to be a lot less palatable, and therefore, why would someone choose those? But you also need to think about the fact that ultimately, more people than ever are relying on things like food banks. Food banks typically cannot actually store these fresh produce. They have to store the tinned version. And yes, you might get some tinned peas or some tinned sweet corn somewhere in there, but the vast majority of the stuff that you're going to be getting that's tinned is highly processed. It's going to be high in fat, salt and sugar. It's going to be ultra palatable. It's going to be high calorie because of the fact that that is essentially all that they can actually provide within those food bank areas. Ultimately, the cost of living crisis is a public health crisis, and I can sit for hours and talk about how much more needs to be done by the current government. It's never going to be done, let's be completely honest. They don't care. But at the end of the day, this cost of living crisis is a public health crisis, and it is only going to be compounding on public services if something is not done about it.
In the Cosy Lives is going on that I go into my local Aldi trying to get some olive oil because, you know, I've got to cook for my family, and it's almost £8. I did a quick Google search. It's expensive everywhere.
This lady highlights how more people are turning to cheap, processed food simply because it's what's most accessible. With healthier options often priced out of reach, it's easy to see why obesity rates are increasing.
One thing that nobody talks about when it comes to the cost of living is the fact that the food that's available to poor people makes you fat. Now, oftentimes the food that's the most available, readily available, the cheapest, is completely nutrition deficient, but it's still going to make you put on weight. And I think that's done by design, because we would feel very differently if we were looking around at this in this country at the people who were malnourished, which these people are, and they were very, very slim, very skinny, very like bony, and sort of like we see in other countries, and we wouldn't expect to see it in the UK. And it kind of puts this disconnect there, because we think, well, you're obviously eating something because look at the size of you. But the truth is, like, it creates this weird cycle of us just blaming the person that can't afford to eat better. Like, we'll see a news article of a woman who has a few kids and is saying, like, I can't afford to feed myself and my kids healthy meals, and she'll be overweight. And then people will be like, well, you're obviously able to afford to eat something. Like, yes, she is. And this is the point. So, like, if you've got Asda Smart Price pizza that's like, I don't know, £1, and you can choose between 3 of those to spread between you and your kids, or a punnet of strawberries, what are you choosing? Because strawberries they're not going to fill you up. You'll get some nutritional value from them, way more than you'll get from that pizza, but it's not going to fill your kids up and they're going to go to bed at night hungry, and you don't want that, right? That's not what people want. Or you can choose to buy like some chicken nuggets and chips, or like the basic ingredients for a salad, but then you won't get any carbs or protein. You will literally just get your salad. And obviously you're going to choose the chicken nuggets and chips, aren't you? Like, you're not going to put your kids through that, because salad doesn't fill anybody. Like, I eat salads semi-regularly, and like I never feel full after them. I feel good after I've eaten one, because I know that I've eaten it and it's good for me, but I never feel full after it. And oftentimes that is what I'm looking for when I eat a salad. It's because I don't want to feel full. But we never ever talk about like the way that is.
Blackpool holds the title for the unhealthiest town in the UK. Is it just about lifestyle, or is it about long-term neglect and lack of access to good food and services?
Blackpool has been named the unhealthiest town in the whole of the UK. Check this out. According to local residents, cheap alcohol and fast food restaurants and takeaways are way too common in the Lancashire resort, and it's even been dubbed the Las Vegas of the North. The Office for National Statistics have recently done a study on the most unhealthiest town in the UK, and Blackpool came in at number 1. The study scored every single local authority in England on physical health, mental health and fitness. Blackpool was given a whopping 91.43 points points out of 100, making it 8 points below the national average. And believe it or not, there's even a pub in Blackpool, and from 11:30 a.m. you could get a £3 pint with your breakfast. To me, that is absolutely wild. There's even a takeaway stand where you can get a £1 burger, and honestly, it's basically cheaper than McDonald's at this point. And just to top it all off, Blackpool has even been named the unhealthiest town in the UK for 5 consecutive years running, and to me, that tells me that there is a massive problem in Blackpool. Let me know your thoughts on this one, people. Have you ever been to Blackpool, and what do you think about the area? Would you say that it's the most unhealthiest area? And if you're from Blackpool, please let us know what you think about it in the comments, and what is the reason as to why it could be the most unhealthiest town in the UK.
I've been in the House of Lords today trying to get labelling to be more honest. This says 100% chicken breast. Maybe the chicken breast bit is, but when you read the details on the back, the chicken breast is only a half, 53%. The rest is fillers, starches, dextrose, sugar, sunflower oil, and so on. This really isn't from a chicken. This is from a factory.
A guy heads to Aldi, hoping to stock up for his weight loss journey, but finds the healthy options way out of budget. If even the budget supermarket feels expensive, where are people supposed to turn?
I've just come back from Aldi and apparently I need a mortgage to start doing food shop for my weight loss journey. When I started 75 hard, I told myself less food means less cost, right? Or more. Tell me why I've gone to Aldi and I've left with a receipt longer than my waistline used to be before I started 75 hard. There is nothing cheap about eating healthy. You know that quiet price sneaking up, and I know state of economy is horrible, but or more, come on now. I didn't see Kinder Bueno's price increase. It's actually gone from £1.75p. I've been noticing. You won't increase Kinder Bueno, but you increase chicken breast. What are we doing here? I've started walking through these supermarkets and slowly I'm noticing the price is creeping up. Last week, chicken thighs, £2.20. This week is £2.99. Is this a play? Is it a joke? What are we meant to do? You won't increase Kinder Bueno, but you increase chicken thighs. You can see it, you know. Like I picked up salmon the other day. I looked at it and I saw £5.60 for 4. Like four tiny squares. I had to ask myself, please, everybody please wait. Is this salmon infused with the Holy Spirit or something? What are we doing here? Salmon. £5.60 for 4. Meanwhile, in the corner, there's pizzas whispering to me, 2 pizzas for £3. 3 for £5. There's ready-made meals for £1.50. Unhealthy nonsense. Way cheaper. Like you're telling me I can get a whole meal for the price of a snack. I have to pretend tastes nice. And honestly, I kind of get it now. Like I get why people give up. To me now, it feels like weight loss isn't just a mental battle or physical battle. It's financial warfare. Let me tell you something. If you're starting this healthy eating journey, maybe I've missed out somewhere. Please just set up a savings account on the side. Maybe I'm doing something wrong and you can show me in the comments. But to me, eating healthy seems like the expensive option. It's getting ridiculous, man. It's getting ridiculous.
Am I the only one who's super fed up with all the fast food places opening up in Aberdeen? Like, don't get me wrong, I love chicken wings as much as any other person, but it's actually getting quite ridiculous. All I see on social media is just posts about launch events for each of them, and like, I'm pretty sure we don't even have a single smoothie bar in Aberdeen anymore. Like, we used to have one in every shopping centre, and where are they now? Like, my favourite one was the one in Trinity Centre. I don't know if you guys remember, but they literally had wheatgrass stacked up on the shelves if you wanted a wheatgrass shot. And now, like, I need to go to Chapelton to get juice. Like, it's actually getting so sad. Like, we have no places to eat. Okay, there's a couple of cafes that do relatively healthy options, like Food Story is my go-to, but...
This guy walks into the supermarket ready to turn his life around with some healthy eating, but was shocked by the price of veggies.
Reasons why Americans cannot eat British food and why I want to leave the UK. All the foods are highly processed and very unhealthy here, and all British ham has these strange smiley faces on it. All British grocery stores sell this Hatch's sausage, which is actually very dangerous and illegal everywhere in the world. All the oranges here had these strange green leaves on them for some strange reason. It was so confusing. All the bread here has these strange tiny holes in it so your peanut butter falls inside the bread instead of staying on the top like normal bread. Most of the foods are canned here as the UK is a tiny island compared to the US, so it's super hard to get fresh, healthy foods like in the US. All the cheese is sold outside the refrigerator as it's so processed here, unlike in the US where it is fresh from farms and sold only in the refrigerator. All British grocery stores are very dangerous places as everything gets stolen. It's so bad that they have to put security tags on the shopping carts.
Eating healthy these days costs nearly twice as much as it used to, and for many families, that price hike puts it completely out of reach.
So is eating healthy more expensive than eating junk food? Now, loads of studies are being carried out about this, but what tends to happen is these studies are carried out by people who will probably go to Waitrose or something like that, and isn't your regular normal family who wants to provide quality edible food, healthy food for their family, but the cost of food in supermarkets is just so expensive. Now, this study has shown that healthy eating can be more expensive than eating less healthy foods. Now, studies in the UK have shown that a basket of healthy foods can cost more than double that of less healthy options, particularly for low-income families. The disparity is driven by factors like higher prices for fresh produce, the cost of refrigeration and transportation for perishable items, and the fact that healthier foods often require more labour-intensive production. Now, if you look at the cost of fruit and that at the moment, it is extremely expensive. Meat, such as chicken, your white fish is very, very expensive. On the other hand, you can go into Iceland and you can pick up a bag of chicken nuggets for £1. I don't know what's in the chicken nuggets, probably his eye holes, ear holes and arseholes is in there. Sausages as well, they're £1 and you have no idea what's in them. But that's what families are turning to so they can eat. So they can feed their families because cost of living is so expensive. Everybody, needs the government to step in with the supermarkets and the amount of money it's costing people for a weekly shop. You're talking on average of probably £150 more, depending on how many's in your family. And that's why obesity is the way it is. It's why, people's health isn't as good. Probably is why the cancer rate is up as well. But yeah, do you agree with this study? Have you tried shopping for healthy products and seen the cost of them? And like I say, the cost of supermarket food, absolutely scandalous. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments.
So, after travelling a month in Thailand and literally having the best time because everything's so cheap, everyone is so happy, they love their life and they are literally the most friendliest people ever, you come back home and now I've had to do my shopping and oh my god, let me just tell you something. I've just spent £100 on food shopping, which therefore has only got me 3 bags. It is literally terrible what world and society we live in. It is so dear, everyone is so depressed, and I don't understand how people can actually live like this because the prices are unreal. It is disgusting. Like, it is time we actually wake up and try and break this, because at the end of the day we are living in a crisis. People cannot afford to eat, and I'm telling you, the prices have gone up. I don't know if it's me because I've become selfish because I've had such luxury and it's been so cheap in Thailand, or if it's just absolutely trying to rip me off in Tesco's. Please tell me, guys, am I wrong or am I right? Because that is an absolute joke.
The UK food supply system is clearly struggling, with basic staples like tomatoes and cucumbers missing from shelves. If we can't rely on consistent access to fresh produce, what does that mean for healthy eating in the UK?
If you ever needed evidence of a broken food supply chain system here in the UK, then look no further than the current tomato and cucumber shortages that we're seeing in the supermarket shelves at the minute. A lot of media outlets, including this article here in the BBC behind me, are quoting that the government have said it's due to adverse weather conditions, it's partly impacted by Brexit, there's crop diseases, there's logistical challenges, but the reality is it's not. It comes down to price. The supermarkets are not prepared to pay a fair cost of production for items such as cucumbers and tomatoes. Because of the increase in energy costs, it's become uneconomical for producers and farmers to actually power greenhouses and produce produce like this because they know that they are not able to pass on those increased input costs to the packers and to the supermarkets. We've seen this with eggs last year, with 1 billion less eggs produced here in the UK last year. We are now seeing it with other items such as cucumbers and tomatoes. And until supermarkets are prepared to pay a fair cost of production and the food supply chain in this country is fixed, fundamentally fixed, then we're going to see a lot more of this coming down the road.
Hello, sugar.
Why does it cost more to eat healthy than to fill your trolley with junk in the UK? When the price of fresh, healthy food keeps climbing, it's no wonder people are struggling. Everyone deserves access to good nutrition. If you've noticed the same struggle, like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.